And then our last area that we reviewed was the area of teacher support. And then we talked about what is the timeline for introducing and orienting teachers to the South Carolina teacher standards and changes to the expanded ADEPT process. And you'll see a little bit later, some of you have started already at the beginning of the school year. Our induction 1 and 2 teachers have already been onboarded in the process beginning at the beginning of the school year. The rest of our staff, we are looking at February of 2018, rolling that information out, and then also continuing with monthly trainings. Today, we will share the schedule, and I've already forwarded you the training materials that you would need to finish out the school year. And of course, we put by February of 2018. One of the major components we looked at is how can we use existing structures and resources to ensure that our teachers get what they need, and are there other coaching structures that we needed? Well, during the meeting, we had principals there and of course classroom teachers, and they spoke about it and said, why can't we utilize PLCs, current grade level meetings, monthly PD meetings, also our induction classes, to provide opportunities so that teachers would have an opportunity to practice with a rubric. What will it look like and sound like in their classroom? And then you as an administrator or your team can provide feedback to them. What do we need to accomplish? We need to share the schedule and training materials with you so that you can have that. And of course, we're looking at doing that this month. And you basically have a lot of that information already. Then we talked about how can we deepen the understanding of this rubric. And of course, we talked about that we can make sure that we've embedded it in our spring 2018 professional development. And then we even said you can break it down a little bit further, and you can meet with your teachers by content, area, grade level, to focus on what the rubric indicator looks like and sound like in the classroom. And then of course, practice using the training videos. And I have plenty that I can push out to the schools. And of course, we will continue to share that schedule and training materials with you, and that process is ongoing. So for this portion, I would like for you to really take a look at it. Is it feasible? We really would like your feedback. Is there anything that we need to add or make adjustments to it? Take a time to review it with your team. And when we come back together as a group, we can really work on it to ensure that we are supporting our whole district and this whole move or the implementation process. All right, evaluated certification trainings. We have basically trained all of our identified evaluators. However, there are a few principals and assistant principals who are not trained. We're going to send out some possible dates and times that we can do the training. Please note that the training for district level administrators, coordinators, and principals and assistant principals, it is a 3-day training. So that means that you will be out of your building for 3 days. And so please consider that. And then also, again, as outlined in our plan, that after you attend a 3-day training, that you will have 3 weeks to complete your online certification test. And that's to ensure that you are certified to be an evaluator and that you are ready to go in August of 2018. Here, we have a draft of the 2018 school level South Carolina Teacher Standards 4.0 training outline. I want to talk a little bit about time needed, feasibility, and then the resources needed, and I want to bring that up for you. All right, here we have our training outline that's, of course, again, a suggested timeline. It will indicate the topics for the month. And if you would note, many of you, we've already moved past this process and we're here looking at how you decide you want to do it, whether you want to hold it in PLCs, after school faculty meetings, or in another form. The only thing that we're asking for you is that you keep a record of attendance through sign-in sheets as well as minutes from the meetings. And then also, if any questions or concerns that may come up, please forward that information to me, so that way that will assist us in planning and if we need to make any adjustments in our implementation plan. Your coaches, and also I sent it to you as well, principals, all of the training materials that you will need for the remainder of the school year. I will send additional videos as needed or upon request. We can talk a little bit more with your feedback. But I am suggesting that you do start with the instruction domain. When training the coaches, we saw that it was an easier flow, because what you hope that teachers will see, that if the instruction domain is not as strong, it does have an impact on the environment domain and the planning domain. You are more than welcome to make adjustments here. You may find that your staff is a little further, and so you may certainly be able to accomplish everything you need by the end of March, and that's fine. It's totally left up to you. But this is just a suggested timeline. But anytime that you do meet, we are again requesting that you keep a record of attendance through the sign-in sheet, as well as the minutes, and any questions or concerns, and then forward that information to me. And then you may send it via electronics. And one special note here, some coaches did indicate to me that they may need some refresher training sessions. They did not feel as comfortable with training staff. I will try to look at some dates and offer that sessions to your support people who will be in your building training your staff. So we are aware of that. And again, we want to make sure that we're providing support to really help us through this process. All right, communications. We as an implementation team spoke about how could we raise teacher awareness for all stakeholders. And of course, we have it listed here. We're putting together a packet for the board. We are encouraging that you at the school level, you can put it on the web page, videos, however, it's left up to you. I'm working closely with Shelley to put something out on the district, and so she's creating a link for us to be able to upload information about the new expanded ADEPT process. And that's to ensure that all of our stakeholders are aware and that they understand the process as well, and understand that this is a state initiative and not a district initiative. Okay, expanded ADEPT process, what will it look like? Our implementation team will meet at the end of this month or the beginning of the month, next month, to review the timeline, roles, and responsibilities, and of course the feedback process. The state has given the districts a lot of autonomy to decide what this will look like. And so we are gathering information from our surrounding districts just to make sure that we're in line and what others are doing. And so when we get this information, we will meet with you to go over it and to make sure that everyone is aware of our step and what our process will look like, feel like, and sound like in the schools. And we're looking hopefully to have everything in place so that we can meet May or June to give you this information and to train you on this. The data management system, I did call the State Department this week to find out where we are in this process. From my understanding, they will begin training us in the middle of the summer, possibly late June, early July. We will send a team to train, and then of course we will come back and train you. And you may have a question of what is this data management system? You will have to, pretty much the process that we followed this year, where you uploaded the SLOs, you had to send in the evaluation forms, rather than you having to send paperwork over, you will now upload actual documents into the data management system. Another feature of this data management system, it will put all of the information in, and if there are any areas of strength and weaknesses that teachers need support in, there are also training videos that will be offered in that. So I will have more detail as I receive information. I will try to keep you abreast and forward that information out to you as soon as possible. All right? Okay. If you have questions, we will have a link created that you will be able to submit that information, and then we will provide that feedback in that link, so that way if you have multiple questions, that question may have already been addressed during that time. Want to thank you for participating with us. Hope that everything is clear, and we'll look forward to moving forward in the process, and thank you so much.